everybody, and welcome to the channel Crossing the Spiritual Streams. My name is Tandra, and today we're going to do a Tarot Pick-a-Pile card reading for St. Patrick's Day week. These are basically going to be whatever messages happen to come through. Those will be the messages for you for the week or just coming out of this week for you. So it'll be just whatever happens. Basically, for those of you unfamiliar with Pick-a-Pile readings, you have three different piles here to choose from. You have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And we put a nice little pot, leprechaun pot here with gems in each one. We have pile 1 here that has the sapphire type gems, pile 2 that has the diamond type gems, and pile 3 that has the ruby type gems. Okay, so basically you kind of meditate on the piles and you look at them and you decide which pile you're most drawn to, whichever one your gut is telling you to watch, and that's the pile you go to. It is possible to be drawn to more than one pile, and if that's the case, there should be messages in each of those piles for you. You could even watch all three. Sometimes that does happen. Okay, so here in a moment, we're going to give you some time to reflect on these piles and decide which pile to go to. And when you're ready, there will be timestamps in the description that will lead you directly to your pile. I would like to take this opportunity to thank everybody who has participated in the channel, either by subscribing, leaving comments in the comments section of our videos, giving us thumbs up on the videos you watched, and also sharing the channel with all of your friends and family through all the different social medias. All of those things help the channel greatly. It helps YouTube algorithm decide to share our videos with other people, and it's helping the channel grow. We do have a goal of trying to hit 500 subscribers in the near future, so anything you all can do to help in that endeavor is greatly appreciated. And for those of you who have participated in the channel in all those ways, we just wanted to say thank you very much for doing so. Okay, we're going to give you a moment or so to reflect on the piles, and remember the timestamps are in the description. That will lead you directly to your pile when you're ready. See you there. Hello, pile 1. Those of you that chose the sapphire type stones in your pot here, we're going to put that over to the side. And remember, these are just going to be messages for St. Patrick's Day week. It could be whatever messages happen to come through. It could be about anything. It could just, it's whatever is good for you guys to hear or know for the week. We have our tarot cards that we're going to look at. We have our charms that we're going to do, as well as our oracle spheres. So you can be thinking of a yes or no type of question that you can get an answer to on that. So let's get right started here. We have the Hermit. We have the Knave of Cups. We have the Seven of Wands. The Two of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles. The Queen of Wands. Okay. I see few things going here. I'm going to pull these forward so you can see them a little bit better. Always have them back a little bit at the beginning so you can see the choices. Oh my goodness, everything's wanting to fall off. Okay. All right. Then we also have the Nine of Coins. We have the Three of Coins. Interesting. And we have the Knight of Coins. Wow, lots of pentacle energies going here. And then we have the message. Okay. Interesting. What energies I was getting from this is, I think now is a time that you guys have been reflecting. You've been taking some hermit time. You've been taking some time to kind of reflect on your life, look at things that have been happening, decide what you think about things, that kind of thing. And it could very much deal with your career, because there are so many Pentacle cards here, and I often relate Pentacle cards to career, even though they can be about a lot of different things. But I think it's mostly trying to find a balance in your life. I think you're trying to find that balance, that um, between working too hard and you know, having other things in your life that you're spending some time on. It's interesting that we have this particular Nine of Coins card, because it looks, look at them. They're kind of strolling along here, having a good time, doing some more leisurely type of thing. They're getting ready to be in the spotlight just a little bit. You almost get the idea that they're, at some sort of a, possibly outdoor event, like a fair, or something like a World's Fair type of deal, or circus. There is some evidence that they've been to church too, but you just get the idea that this is a nice, wonderful day out for them. That this is, they're taking a nice stroll, they're having a day out. And then you also have your Three of Pentacles here, where he is working very hard at, doing some tricks, almost maybe some strongman type of deal, or things that make him look that way. And he's hard at work at it too, because he's got his hat there to get coins. He's hard at work. But then we have the Knight of Coins here, where he's kind of, he's putting money in the wishing well. He's taking a break. He's letting his horse get a drink. He's not charging out into battle at this moment. He is just kind of, uh, you know, taking a break from everything he's been doing. We have the Queen of Wands. She, of course, is at the top of her wands there. We have the Eight of Pentacles. She's hard at work. She's, doing a lot there. She's, not enjoying the outside. She's, busy doing stuff. So it's interesting how we're kind of showing like the balance between working too hard and, taking more leisure time, taking more break time. So it's interesting how I'm kind of seeing this energy going on here, where I feel like you're trying to get that balance in your life. You're trying to not work too hard on one hand, not take too much time off on the other. You're trying to get that balance. You're also trying to get a little bit of spiritual balance in your life as well. Connecting to your intuition right now is really important. And I do feel like the Knave of Cups and the Hermit are kind of showing that. Especially with this particular Knave of Cups, with the Wise Owls here and the Moon energy. That is showing getting some good direction, some wise information, some, your intuition leading you in the right direction. The Queen of Wands is also very much getting involved with your with spirit and with your passions and with your energies like that, your spiritual energies and those kinds of things. And the Queen is really cool because she's a very confident person. She's charismatic. She's confident. But she also knows how to use her intuition as well. That's something she can definitely do. So I really feel like that's something you guys are learning here. The Seven of Wands is very much a protection energy. And I'm just kind of show that you guys are kind of being protected by spirit right now. You guys, while you're tapping into that intuition, you might be a little nervous, a little afraid, a little worried. It might be a little scary to you. It might be something you're not really used to yet. And just know that the universe is kind of with you and guiding you here. Also, the message thing here is really important too, because I do feel like with you tapping into your intuition that you are getting messages from spirit. You are tapping into those messages and those things that Spirit wants you to know. So I think this is very important for you to realize that you guys might be just getting started, maybe starting to dabble into some things like maybe tarot reading or meditation or other things that helps Spirit bring messages to you or give you messages. I've also been thinking a lot lately of dream energy and dreams and how we can get messages that way through dreams. And that's a very important way that we get messages from Spirit, because our subconscious helps link us to the whole world consciousness. It helps link us to everybody and to that other realm, that to Spirit itself, to that whole energy of what the world, the connected world. Our dreams help us connect to that. And I feel like you might be getting some messages through your dreams. So that might be something for you to pay attention to and something for you to be thinking about doing if you haven't been doing it. I think some really important messages will come through for you that way. And I think that will help you get that balance that you've been seeking and help you, get the balance between the worldly efforts, especially work, but worldly efforts, getting things in the world, and your spiritual energy is really where you're kind of at right now, and it's really kind of the important thing in your life, and it's really kind of the thing that, you know, your energy is definitely being drawn towards, and your energy is definitely doing. Okay, let's go ahead and get our charms and see if there's any other messages here that might be useful to us. All right. Okay. Yeah, more intuition stuff showing up right away here. Okay, we've got an N, B, and a C for our letters, which is really interesting because those aren't ones that normally come out very much like that. Those are NBC. That's actually television network. Maybe you're going to get some messages from watching TV, which sounds really weird. A lot of people consider TV watching kind of a wasted energy, or why are you spending your time on that? They call it the boob tube and other things like that. But I have found over the years, being part of the generation I'm from, we grew up with TV our whole lives, and I have found you can get a lot of really good messages from watching TV. Some things might strike you that you didn't think of before, or that you didn't know about before. And so, maybe that's a way you guys are going to get your messages. So just kind of think about that for a minute. But also, those could be initials. Those could be starts of words for you guys that, you didn't think of before. Okay, we do have some other energies here that are really interesting. Okay, first of all, I like this live in the moment type of deal. I do think that maybe sometimes you guys think too much about what the future holds, or okay, I'm busy at work right now, I'm doing my thing, but I really wish, I could have this or that or the other. I kind of get that feeling here that maybe some of you guys are in that energy a lot. And you forget to enjoy the things that are happening right now. You're forgetting to enjoy your accomplishments that you're doing. You forget to enjoy what you are experiencing right now. Because even if you're busy and hard at work, there are some things about that you could truly enjoy. And it doesn't matter what kind of work you do. It could be fast food worker, it could be factory worker, it could be teacher, it could be a lawyer, it could be anything. Whatever your work happens to be, especially if it's kind of a drudgery type of work, like one that you're not always really fond of going and doing, you just kind of do it because you need to. There are still things that you can draw from that. There are experiences that you can have from that can help you in your life. There are things that you can learn from that. And I know that that's hard to see sometimes because we get so like, oh gosh, this is so drudgery. I hate it so much. and you kind of go from that point of view sometimes. And I know that that can be really hard to do. But what's really cool is if you kind of practice a little bit of going, okay, what happened to me today at work? Was there anything good that happened? Was there anything I learned that I didn't know? Did I do an exceptionally good job today? Was I really helpful? Did I, bring some value to people's lives? Did it, and kind of think about some of those things. And you can think about some things that people might consider negative as well. Like, okay, did I have a really crappy day? Were people really rude to me? Did I get yelled at? Did I mess up a lot? Did I, and even those kinds of experiences, if you go through and you think about them, they actually can help you learn in a lot of ways. Maybe you learned something you didn't know by messing up, and maybe now you're not going to mess up again. Or maybe you can help pass that along to somebody else who's new and didn't know that. So there is positivity even in those things, but also by embracing those kinds of experiences in your life, by embracing those kinds of things, you can really start to enrich your life a lot more than you realize. We do have the circle love, which I like. We also have the winged moon here, which is almost always messages from spirit, angels, passed on loved ones, other things, them kind of saying hello. But it's also being the moon, it's also your intuition. We also have the star kitty, which I also see as intuition. I see that as looking to the stars, tapping into that intuition. And I do think that is something really important for you right now. We do have the rainbow clouds as well, which always shows to me that there's always a silver lining. There's always a rainbow attached to whatever is raining here. And once again, that's that balanced energy too. That's the good with the bad. That's the, you know, we think of rain, oh, it's raining, so I can't do this and that. But the rain also brings new life and helps things grow. So there's always the good and the bad involved in every situation. And I think it's a message that's really important for you guys to hear. That maybe that was something you guys don't often think of or don't realize. We also have a couple magical energies coming on here. We have the white rabbit and we have the Santa Claus energies. And what that shows to me is bring some magic into your life. Bring some magical moments into your life. Bring some fun and frivolity. It's part of getting that balance again of not working too hard. It's part of getting, you know, thinking about things that are magical, thinking about things that are possible, or even things that you don't think are possible in your life. Having that imagination, being able to tap into that, I think is really important. I think the one's energy kind of showed that as well. And I think being able to do that. You do have some Capricorn energy and some Gemini energy here. And that's really cool because they're kind of almost, to me, in a lot of ways, almost the opposite ends of the zodiac. In that the Gemini energy is the very much go, 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 learn lots of new things, do lots of cool things. The Capricorn energy is a little bit more of the mentor energy, a little bit more of the learning energy, a little bit more of the sedate, calm, guru type of energy. And once again, that's showing the balance that's needed in your life between the run here, run there, run everywhere, and the meditation and learning from your experiences kind of energy that you need to go on. We also have the octopus, which is kind of showing that as well, because octopuses have their hands in like everything. There's like 8 of them. There's like, and that just goes to show that you can have your energy in lots of different things and from lots of different angles and seeing things from lots of different angles and going from lots of different ways. So we also have the other 8 energy. We have the 8 with the octopus. We also have the 8 of Pentacles. And the 8 energy to me is showing infinity. It's showing the universe. It's success. It's all of those kinds of things. I love the 8 energy. I really like it a lot. And it's showing up in your reading. So I really, and it's also that balanced energy as well. It's a good balanced number. And, you know, like right here, you know, the infinity is the 8 symbol. So that's just something I want y'all to think about. We also have the Ace of Pentacles, um, which is really cool because it shows new starts, new beginnings. Uh, the aces are nice because they're not just the new start, but they're the like uh, it's cool that it showed up here as the card is a diamond, and we had, you know, our gems here in our little bucket here this week, and so it's interesting that I'm thinking of diamonds or gems. I'm thinking about finding the hidden gems in your life, finding, um, you know, what's unearthing things, I think is what I'm thinking of here a little bit with this Ace of Diamonds. I'm thinking of um, kind of digging up new things and finding the diamond in the rough, finding the gems that are hidden from you and all of that. That's kind of the energy I'm getting with your reading here as well. We also have the Two of Hearts, which is great because the two, first of all, is another balanced energy. The twos are all about balance. But also with the hearts, it's more of the cup energy. It's more of the happier emotion. It's the coming together of lovers. It's partnerships. It's those kinds of things. And I do see that maybe relying on a partner or another person here might be very useful to you. We do have the Ten of Hearts as well, which is a wonderful ultimate finding happy family. It's the happy family energy. It's the completion of your ultimate happiness energy. It's also a 10, so once again, it's a more balanced energy. So I keep thinking of finding that balance that keeps being, you know, and finding that ultimate happiness with your family. Let's go on to our Oracle spheres and get an answer to our question. Basically, how this works is you think of a yes or no type of question that you would like an answer to, and we have 4 different stands that the answers can appear on. We have bronze, purple, blue, and green. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you pick whichever one you would like your answer to appear on, and we're going to go get our answers. All right, number 1 is not likely for the bronze. Number 2, purple, is no. Number 3, blue, is probable. And number 4, green, is also probable. Okay, so we have number 1, bronze, not likely. Number 2, purple, no. Number 3, blue, probable. And number 4, green, probable. So there's our Oracle Sphere answers for the week for reading 1. Guys, I hope you had some messages that came through that were useful to you out of this reading. I hope you liked it. Please give it a thumbs up. Share the video with your friends and family. Share the whole channel with them. We have lots of timeless tarot readings. We have our oracle spheres that we do in a lot of the readings. We have our weekly rune readings that are just weekly readings for the upcoming week, and we have our oracle spheres involved with those, as well as angel numbers, so that might be something that you want to check out. We do put out videos every single week, so we look forward to seeing you again in future videos. May the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Group 2. Those of you that chose the diamond type of stones in your pot. I'm going to set that aside over here. And we have our tarot cards. We have our charms we're going to look at. We have our oracle spheres where you could be thinking of a yes or no type of question and get an answer to that. So let's get started. Remember, these are just messages from St. Patrick's Week. It could be on anything that comes through, so we just don't know yet. All right, we have the Knight of Cups, the King of Swords, the Five of Cups, the 10 of Wands. Okay. The Strength card. Oops. I don't know why, but the cards don't want to stay today. The 5 of Pentacles. My goodness. Okay. Okay. This looks like it's the Sun card. And then we also have the King of Wands. Lanterns at the bottom. That's interesting. The Strength card again. Okay. And Fidelity. Wow. Okay, guys. This doesn't happen very often, and I always have trouble with it when it does. So hopefully this won't be too depressing of a reading for you guys, okay? I feel like you guys have suffered a loss recently. And I feel like it was probably in your family. It was I don't think it was job related or anything like that, although it may have affected your job or affected your home or living situation, or you may have lost your home or something due to this loss. But I do feel like it was probably losing somebody. When the Knight of Cups card came out, it took me a second. I almost thought they were at a graveyard. And then I realized it was directions. And that said, Pendle, that direction. But then we had the cross come through with the King of Swords. And it reminds me of, a type of cross that would go on gravestones and other things. And then we also had strength. We had the burden of the 10 of Wands. We had some of that stuff come through. We even had this Sun card that almost looks like it's on top of a crypt in some ways, shape, or form. And then we had the Fidelity card come out. So overwhelmingly, I had this energy of graveyards and of loss and of, dealing with a loss and not sure even how to deal with it. This type of fidelity shows, wanting to be faithful to that person no matter what, wanting to hold on to their memory, wanting to be close to them, and that kind of thing. And I feel like this has been a burden for you. I feel like this loss has been a big time. It's been a big change in your life, emotionally and possibly financially as well. I do feel like this has been really rough for you guys. And I just wanted to tell you I'm so sorry. And if this reading does not resonate with you at all, then maybe this reading wasn't meant for you, or maybe you should pick another pile. But this is the messages I'm getting for this pile. So for those of you that this is resonating, this was definitely for you. If this is not resonating with you, if you have not experienced a loss, if this is, something you're just like, I don't even know what she's talking about, then definitely go on to another pile, or maybe even another reading entirely, especially if you had trouble picking a pile, because sometimes some readings are just not for some people. But this is definitely what's coming through for those of you that make your way to this reading. I know this was messages for St. Patrick's Day, but if you happen to come across this reading at some other time, and it wasn't just during this week, or it wasn't just when we put out the video, these messages are for you, okay? What I want to tell you is this has been a very difficult time, emotionally, probably financially, but emotionally especially. And that this has been a rough time. I also sort of see, though, with this burden, that you're having to carry a burden, but that almost that the burden is going to be lifted too, okay? That even though this has been a burden for you, maybe the person was sick for a while, maybe you had to deal with them, maybe you had to help them, and that some of that burden might be lifted as well. But If it's just the burden of the loss being there, which is what I'm feeling for a good portion of you, know that first of all, you have the strength to get through this. You have the strength card twice here, which is really important. Know you have the strength to get through it. Yes, we've got the fives. Yes, it brought a big change in your life. Yes, it was very rough. Yes, it was difficult. You weren't sure how you were going to deal with it. You're still not real sure. It's been, emotionally straining and financially straining and everything else. But you do have the strength card. And I wanted to tell you guys that you do have the strength to get through this. You're going to come out of it wiser. You've got the Knight of Cups here. The Knights are really awesome. And this might show that you're going to have somebody in your life that's going to help be the counselor person for you. They're going to help get you through this. Maybe there's somebody in your life you've been leaning on in that capacity. But you also have the King of Wands here. And it's so interesting how he has the lanterns lined up along his throne. In other words, you guys are going to see the light. You guys are going to be guided. You're going to be able to get through this rough time. I mean, because look at this Knight of Cups. It's at nighttime, but you notice how there is kind of a guiding moon that kind of lights a trail. You can kind of see through it. So you are going to be guided through this rough time, this dark time in your life. You're going to be guided through, and you're going to be able to get through the path with some illumination. There's going to be spirits going to be there with you. Other people are going to help guide you through this, and you're going to be able to see the sun again. You're going to be able to get through the long night and be able to see the sun again. And that's kind of what this card's representing here as well. The Sun card is usually the ultimate happiness card. It's the meeting up card. It's the sun coming back out again, coming out from the darkness, being able to, grow again, see daylight. And like I said, it's interesting that this particular Sun card came through because I almost see this as two people that, loved each other, and, they look like they're separated, but they're coming towards each other again. And this just shows you that even though you've lost them here on this realm, this plane, this time, even though you've lost them, you will meet up with them again, and they still will be looking over you. They're going to help give you the strength that you need. Okay, they're going to be there with you to do that. That's something we don't think of sometimes when our passed on loved ones are gone. We sometimes think of it as being permanent. We sometimes forget that they're there with us. They help us through. And that's something I want you guys to think about. I want you guys to think about any times, especially recently, that have come up that made you think about this person. If there's been any times that maybe you were thinking about them, you were feeling more down, you were whatever, and then maybe you looked over and you saw something, or something popped into your head that made you smile because you thought of something funny, or something that they would have thought of was as funny, or a joke that you shared, or just whatever. It can almost be anything. And when that happens, that is their way of showing you that they're close by you, and that they're with you, and that they see what's going on in your life, and that they want to share in your joys and your triumphs and other things going on in your life, and they want to laugh with you, and they want you to feel joy. So just know that is happening, and the sun can come out, and you can be lifted of your burdens. The 10 is the completion of that. It is the finishing off of that. Not saying it's just overnight, all of a sudden you're not going to be grieving anymore or anything like that. It doesn't work like that. But that you at least have help carrying these burdens, and you have the strength to be able to do it and get by and work your way through and go forward. Let's go ahead and let's get our charms, because there might be some other messages here that might help you through this. We also have our oracle spheres as well, and so we'll get to those too. Alrighty. Alrighty. Interesting. We have a number 3, which to me shows lean on your community, deal with your community. That's really important. We have a couple of other things. We've got the love with the arrow through it, so that just shows that your love is forever, and that love is very strong. But also every journey starts with one step. So your journey through this just means you have to just take a step closer, take a step farther. The turtle's kind of showing that as well, that this might be a long process. This might take a little bit of time and effort, but that you just take one step at a time and you will get through this. It will go forward. We do have the F here, so this might, to me, I just thought of forward again, and moving forward, but this could be your initial, this can mean something specifically to you. The number 3 I really like, because that shows leaning on your community is really important. That's showing getting strength from your community. Possibly church as well, because we had lots of cross symbolisms. We have the church and the 5 of Pentacles. We do have that, so possibly having a church community or another faith-based community of some sort, your spiritual community. Maybe you have an online spiritual community if you don't go to a specific church. Maybe just, joining a Facebook group that deals with spiritual topics or spirituality might be really good for you right now. So that's just something for you guys to think about. We do have the 2 of clubs, which the 2 is once again kind of that coming together, that 2 energy, but it also kind of shows maybe the wandering off of, going off on your own. And I feel like that's the energy you've kind of been in for a while. But the wands is really cool too, because the wands deal so much with our spiritual energies, and by being the 2, I really feel like connecting with spirit right now would be very beneficial to you, and very important. We also have the 8 of wands. That's an interesting card in that the 8s once again show infinity to me, and they show our connection with spirit in a lot of ways. But the 8s are also getting more towards the solutions rather than the problems, and dealing more with creative ways out of problems and out of other things. So that's just kind of, I feel like that's a kind of a message for some of you guys, that maybe a creative solution to this might be helpful, or doing something creative might help you. That's just kind of the energy I'm getting from that. We also have the Page of Hearts or cups. And that's really important too, because, your emotions have been really kind of everywhere right now. And by having the Page, that is somebody who's going to be able to help you through some of this energy. So maybe working with some more youthful energy, or talking to some more youthful energy, will be helpful to you. Unicorn kind of shows me that as well. And this is kind of funny. We just recently started watching a TV show called The Unicorn, and it dealt with somebody who became a widower and had to go on with his life and go on with his life. And it's interesting how the unicorn showed up in this reading, because that was kind of the energy I was getting throughout the whole reading, is that somebody, had lost a loved one, probably a spouse or a partner. It's interesting how the unicorn kind of showed up here, and that was like one of the first things I thought of there. And so I do think that it's now maybe the time is maybe now to start your journey towards healing from this loss. It's a slow moving process. We talked about that with the turtle. It's not something that's going to happen right off the bat. But success is coming with the money bag symbol here. Success is coming from that you can reach the ultimate success time. Just keep moving forward. Taking one step forward, one step at a time. The grieving process does not have a time limit on it. It's not like it has to be over in a month or 2 or 3 or a year. It's what's best for you. And just taking that first step of moving past the grief and getting on with your life and tapping into that strength that you have to go forward and reaching for the sun. That's what's important here. Is just taking that step forward. And the unicorn energy to me too shows that whole magical getting things that I feel like you guys feel like it's impossible to get out of the energy that you're in. That you're like, I don't see a way out of this. I don't see how I will ever move forward from this. I don't see how life will ever go on again. And that's kind of the energy I'm kind of feeling from you guys. And so the unicorn to me shows that no, you can reach for those things that you seem impossible. That you can, all you have to do is take that one step forward. And then the next step, and then the next step. But just one step at a time, at the turtle pace. That's fine. That's what's needed here. But that you do need to at least take that first step forward. It's like the fidelity card that we were showing earlier. He can't stay here forever. This dog's going to have to move forward and have to go on. He can't stay here. He can't survive in this grief, and neither can you. Okay? You can't stay there forever. You have to start moving forward and out of it. You have to start going forward, even if it's a slow process, even if it's painful, even if it hurts. That one little step forward is what's needed, and start moving in that direction, because you're still alive and your life still matters, and you have important things to be getting on with and doing. And so it's important to start, moving. I'm not saying, give up your grief entirely, because that's just silly. Matter of fact, it could take 20 years and you're probably still out pangs of grief. I still do for my father. Things do happen like that. They will still happen, but you can move forward in your life. You can find joy again. You can be beneficial to the rest of the world and to the rest of your family, the rest of your friends, and other things like that. So just know that that's really important, okay? I really feel like it's a message you all need to hear, and so we're going to get that out there. All right, let's go on to our oracle spheres. Basically, you just ask your yes or no type of question that you would like to get an answer to, and then we'll get our answers for them. We have 4 different stands here that you can choose from for your answers to be on. We have the bronze, the purple, the blue, and the green. Okay? And so here we go. We'll get our first answers here. Number 1, bronze is a very likely. Goodness. Oh, I didn't want to be shown. Number 2, purple is probable. Number 3, blue is probable. Interesting. And then the last one, green, is a not sure. That might mean that the question wasn't very clear, or that there's other things that need to be played out first because they might affect the outcome. So, number 1, bronze, was very likely. Number 2, purple, was probable. Number 3, blue, was probable. And number 4, green, was not sure. So there's your Oracle Sphere answers for the week. Guys, I just wanted to say again how sorry I am that you've had to deal with this, and I really hope that there's some messages here that were useful to you and that you can do something with. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. Leave us comments in the comment section. And just do all of those things there. But also, by leaving us comments, you might get other people that will help respond to you. Because remember, I talked to you about that community as well. And this is one form of community. We are your community here, and we are here for you. And I just wanted to get that out there for you guys. Do check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot readings on lots of topics that might be of use to you. We put out a weekly rune reading that has our oracle spheres and angel numbers involved with that. So that might be something that you would like to check out. We do put out videos every single week. So we look forward to seeing you in future videos. And may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Group 3. Those of you that chose the ruby type gems in your pot here. Put that off to the side. Remember, these are just some general messages that might come through. They could be on pretty much anything. And I really have no clue what they're going to be like. But this is just messages for St. Patrick's Week. We have our tarot cards. We have our charms we're going to look at, as well as our oracle spheres. So let's take a look here. We have the Moon card. The Chariot. Interesting. The King of Cups. The Fool. Okay. The Page of Pentacles. Wow. The Nine of Pentacles. The Seven of Swords. The Queen of Pentacles. Okay, we have the Moon card. And we have anger. Okay. Interesting. Getting a couple of different things going on here. With the anger card and the Seven of Swords, I kind of had something come through just together for those of... I get the feeling that maybe there might be some strife or some troubles that you've been having with maybe your family or your social group or other people, or that your family is angry with you for some reason. I kind of get that feeling. But this is interesting too, though, because we have two Moon cards, and we have the Chariot and the Fool. And what I can't see with that is I feel like you guys are on a journey. You guys are getting ready to start a new adventure in your life. You're getting ready to start a new project. You're following your heart. You're following your intuition. You're following, your guidance. You're going along the way that, or at least you want to. If you haven't actually started to yet, or if you're not sure, and that might be where the anger and some strife and some other things are coming from. That maybe you're told some people that, hey, I'm going to go my own way. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this adventure, or I'm going to go this direction in my life, or I'm going to follow my heart, and I'm going to do what I want to do, and it might have angered some people in your life. We do have the King of Cups, and we do have the Queen of Pentacles. Those could represent some people in your life that may have been, mother, father type figure maybe, or somebody else in your life that was not very happy with this decision. And one of the reasons why I'm kind of getting that as well is like, okay, you got this queen here. She's very prim, very proper. This way. You've got the King of Cups that, he's very knowledgeable. He's sitting there. He's been writing in his book. He's the, wise owl. And you almost get the idea that these people in your life, that if you told them to, like, no, I'm going on my own way, I'm going my own direction, I'm moving my own, following my heart, following my intuition, doing what I want to do. And it could be in your career, because we do have the Page of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. So it is possible that it's your career related, or it could be something else in your life that matters to you greatly. And that you're just going off. It could be a romantic thing, because we did have this one showing a little bit of romance involved with this moon card. So you might just be following your heart and maybe going with somebody that they don't approve of, and maybe going off that way. So it could, I think it just depends on the situation, but it could be romantic related, or it could be work related, or going off and going about and doing your own thing. You notice how this particular Fool card, she's kind of the hippie. She's going along and following in her own, where she wants to go and how she wants to do things. And the Fool very much represents that. And that was always going against the establishment. That was always going against the way, the more prim and proper type of people thought that things should happen and should do. And you notice how with this Nine of Pentacles card, she's growing, things in her garden. She's going out and she's, doing things her own way. She has a bird on top of her hat, for heaven's sakes. It's very much very unique. But then she's getting more treasure and riches from it, because the pentacles are coming out as well. So she's able to harvest that. So I feel like if there has been this kind of strife and this problem and this whatever, it's still important to go your own way. It's still important to follow your own things. I do think that the problems that you might have been having with parental type figures with this decision, hopefully down the road will actually get better. I feel like you want them to celebrate with you, and they are just not having any of it. They're not really feeling it for you at the moment. But that doesn't mean they won't come around in the future. That doesn't mean that you won't be able to finally change them to your point of view, or show them how happy you are, or that, by following your own heart and your own intuition and going your own way is really the way you need to do it. Your own fiery passions. You guys did pick the ruby type stones here, the fiery red passions. That following your own heart's desires and passions is very important. And even if it doesn't work out, even if let's say it's a love match, and then down the road it turns out to be that person wasn't right for you, or if it was work related and you're going off and deciding to do your own thing and it didn't work out and you have to do something different down the road, even if it doesn't work out in that down the road, that doesn't mean it wasn't the right decision for this time of your life. And who's to say, it might really work out very well for you too. Sometimes things don't, and sometimes they do, and we don't necessarily know how well they're going to work out. But there's still important life lessons. There's still important things for our lives. There's still things that we needed to do, even if they didn't work out. At one point in my life, I started my own business. It was something I really wanted to do. A lot of people thought we were kind of foolish for doing so. Eventually, it did not work out, but it wasn't for lack of trying, and it wasn't And it wasn't even that it wasn't a good idea or that, we didn't do well with it at the time. We did pretty well making a go of it. It just circumstances weren't right for the particular business that we were in. Things were kind of against us and it wasn't right for my life. But I learned a lot from it. And I never regretted doing it. And I still to this day don't regret doing it. So even though a lot of people think it was, it's kind of foolish or, you can't do it or whatever, it was really important for me to follow my dreams and to show that you really need to go out and do that and to show my children that you need to do that. So even if it doesn't work out in the long run, it's still important for you to follow them now. If you feel in your heart, you're following your intuition, you're following your heart, you're following your guidance, you're going along your own way, that's important for you to do. And so I really feel like that's an important message for you guys to have. No matter who it angers, no matter who's upset about it, this is your life and you have to learn to live your life. And hopefully they'll come around and that you'll still be able to have a good relationship with them and other things down the road. You don't want, hopefully those bridges won't be burnt. But it's still important for you to follow your heart and your own guides and what you want to do. And so that's kind of the important message that we're getting here. Let's go ahead and get our charms and find out what other messages we might have or some other things that might be important for you to know. All right. All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Well, once again, we have the car, which kind of represents the Chariot a little bit. And we have the number 2, which also represents a partnership. So I do think, once again, this is going your own direction. This is following, going on your chariot, your path and the way you need to follow things. And we do have the love symbol here, which is important, twice even. So following your own love, your own heart. I didn't even know there's 2 of those in there. I just went through these the other day. I didn't know there was doubles. Weird. We also have the imagine. So this might go along with, instead of, your love thing, it's imagine what your life could be or what you would like your life to happen in it. We also have the sneaker here, which once again shows traveling, movement, going forward with that kind of thing. So I do feel like that's important. We do have a B, a G, and an O. Or an OGB, or however, this could be initials. Or they could be starts of words. They can mean something specific, how, people do like LOL and other things on text. They could mean something like that to you. So those are some definite things to look into there. Wow, we have quite a few cards to look at here, which we will in a minute. We do have a couple Christmas symbols here. We have the Rudolph and kind of the Christmas tree or tree of life. And to me, that just shows, once again, Rudolph was unique. He followed his own passion, his own desires. He turned out to do good in the world and good for his community, even though he was unique and be different. So be your own self is very important. Being who you are is very important. And I think that's something you need to do. Also, the anchor, which in this case, anchors can mean a couple of different things. They could be either being weighted down and anchored down and not able to move, or they can mean stability and, being anchored and tethered to something. In this case, I feel like it's the weighted down a type of anchor. I feel like you guys have been anchored in one position or one way of thinking for a while, and that you need to lift that anchor and move forward. Maybe these people in your life that we were talking about might be holding you back or holding you down. Don't let that happen. We do have the money bag symbol, which is once again a success type of symbol, or even monetary success. If it's a business venture, that this should be a good thing for you. We do have the elephant as well. Elephants, a lot of times to me, denote how important family is and how much they care about their family. And I do think you guys do too. And I do think you guys care about your family, what they think about you. And that is important. And I do think that that's something that you want to think about. But I also don't want you to totally let them totally dictate what you do either, okay? Let's look at some of our cards here. We have the Seven of Hearts and the Eight of Hearts. Now, those are Cups cards, and those mean, first of all, the sevens denote change, which the 7 going into the 8 I really like, because the 7 is kind of a spiritual change, but it can also just mean, change, movement, going forward. But then it goes into the 8, which is a more stable energy, a little bit more, getting what you'd like to have kind of energy. And with it being a heart, I just see that as you're kind of moving forward into that's the cup energy. That's your emotional energy going there. Now we do have some also pentacle energies as well. We do have the Eight of Pentacles, which can denote hard work, but once again, I do see it as sort of like the 9. You've got the 8 going into the 9 of Pentacles, which is the working hard. This might take a lot of hard work and effort, but that it should pay off, and you should be able to reap the rewards from it. We also have the Queen of Diamonds, which we had the Queen of Pentacles earlier. So once again, you got the Queen twice. She could mean somebody who's very sensible, is a good business person. They very much care about you. So if this is not that authoritarian figure in your life, it could maybe mean somebody that's going to help you in this adventure or help you along with guidance or other things. So don't eschew whatever guidance they might have, as long as they're not holding you back from doing what you would want. They might have some really good guidance for you, so pay attention to that. We do have the King of Swords energy, which I was surprised did not show up earlier, actually, and so I guess it makes sense that it's showing up now. That is that stern, very much authoritarian, disciplinarian, serious, high standards type of person. And that might be the person that's holding you back or being kind of strict with you in this endeavor. We do have the 10 of Wands as well, which is the lifting of burdens or the carrying off of burdens, but it's also the completion energy as well. So I think, going forward, lifting up, using the chariot, using your feet, walking away, doing movement, I think is really important here for you guys. And following your dreams and your passions, because the Wands is all about your passions and what you care about. All right, let's do our oracle spheres here. And basically what this is you ask a yes or no type of question. And you have 4 different stands that you can choose from to get your answers on. We have purple, blue, bronze, and green, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You decide which one you'd like to get your answer on, and we'll get our answers. We have number 1, purple, not likely. Number 2, blue, not likely. Number 3, bronze, is a no. And number 4, green, is a yes. Okay. So number 1, purple, is a not likely. Number 2 is blue, is a not likely. Number 3, bronze, is a no. And number 4, green, is a yes. Guys, I hope you had some messages that came through that were important for you here today. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share this video with your friends and family. Also, check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot readings on lots of different topics that might be of use to you. We also put our weekly rune readings that we do our oracle spheres and angel numbers with, so that might be something that you would like to check out and get some information from. We do put out videos every single week, so we look forward to seeing you again in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye.